Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 7895 Gaming. Tim here, playing Space Quest 2. So where we last left off, we are currently in a pod, and I don't think there's a way to die, so I'm not going to bother saving. So let's turn on power. Push power button. Okay. I guess we could have looked around. Everything looks automatic. The panel is loaded with clusters of systems as status indicators. There is a power button, an attitude dial, and an ascent thruster. Monitor glows to the left of the console. So remember all of these things. Turn attitude dial. The attitude dial is now set to VAC, which I believe is vertical ascension. So let's pull throttle. No? The vertical controls are ineffective. Look screen. This is what I was hating. Forward ascend. Sorry. Push ascent thruster button. There you go. The shuttle begins to vibrate as the ascent thrusters ignite. Now let's pull the throttle. You don't know how long, for the first time when I played this, I got stuck on that. Ascent thrusters ready, attitude system, vertical control, forward ascend, backwards descend. Cool. And we're just slowly rising above the clouds. Oh shit! We would have gone back down. I wonder if you can actually crash the ship doing that. It doesn't look like I'm off the planet. It looks like there's still clouds. You're off the planet. Good work, Roger Wilco. A tone sounds. A soft synthesized voice notes that adequate altitude has been achieved. Ascent thrusters are now ineffective. The monitor draws your attention again. Minimum altitude achieved. All right. Vertical ascension controls, so that's fine. The vertical controls are now ineffective. Fine. Turn attitude dial. And there we go. His attitude dial is now set to HAC, so I'm guessing that would be horizontal. So let's go forward and just fly away. End of the game, right? We just escape and that's it. Ooh. The screen suddenly splashed with a large, incredibly horrible image of Sludge Vohaul. Hello, Roger Wilco. I've been waiting for... Oh, wait. Gotta get the Sludge voice. Hello, Roger Wilco. I've been waiting for you. Once again, my subordinates have failed me. Anyway, it looks like you'll be visiting me again soon. Don't bother trying to pilot the vehicle. I have taken control. You'll be arriving at my command post shortly. I anxiously wait your arrival. He closes with a chilling laugh. His image is frozen on the screens. The ship changes course as if it had a life of its own. All you can do is hang on. He's got such a grumpy face. Like, look at that. He's like, fucking ruined my plans, and now the life insurance salesmen want my money, and it's stupid. So, if you remember from our playthrough of Space Quest 1, that on the data cartridge, I believe that there was the name of Vohaul on there. So one would tend to think that, you know, he's he used to be like a regular cool scientist guy, as it mentioned at the beginning of this, but some terrible stuff happened, and basically he decided to experiment on himself ever since he went downhill, and then basically became this sludgy mass that we have seen now and in potentially later games. Through the window, you see your apparent destination, Vohaul's asteroid. That does not look like a very pleasant scene. Um, I'm not even gonna comment on that one. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. The massive bay doors meet, jarring the entire vehicle bay. As you step down, the shuttle door slams behind you. You're quite surprised to find that not to find several of Vohaul's guards waiting to greet you. You begin to ponder what the twisted scientist might have in store for you. Well, clearly he doesn't want me to sell him life insurance because he's got 1 million people to do that for him. But if he does want me to sell him life insurance, I can try my best. We are also well over halfway through the game now, so there's not much time left to do this. So let's look. You're in a small capsule-shaped enclosure. Above the door is a digital readout, which reads Level 1. The only feature is a large rectangular panel, so let's look at the panel. The panel is a vertical row of 4 buttons. They're small, craving at the edge of the panel. So let's push 2. Hey, wake up. There is no 2 button. What? But you just said there are 4 buttons. Fine. Push 5. I think the other side has a 2 button. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Hey, we were on the... Hold on a second. We were on the... You have a funny feeling you're being watched. The left-hand side. How did we end up on the right? That doesn't make sense to me. That's a little strange there. Oh, I do not want to be in here, actually. I'm going to go to the 4th floor. Because there is some bad times here. Let's push 4. Essentially, I guess I'll just spoil it because you're not going to really want to see it. There is a xenomorph that's in one of those cages. And basically, once the cage opens, it will follow you around and essentially put a chest burster in you. If it gets you. And, ooh, you won't know until the end of the game. This is very loud. You won't know until the end of the game that you're hosed. And, yeah, it just sucks because you do all this progress just for it to screw you. And now we're on the clock here to try to get away from this thing. Go. Oh, closet. Push button. Oh. Push. Oh, God. Push. Help. Not right now. Great. It looks like you have been formally introduced to the floor waxer. You now consist of a very large, thin, yet glossy floor covering. Too bad. You seem to be making relatively good progress. Good thing we saved recently. And then let's turn it on fast, because the thing is going to be right over here, right? Floor waxer. Not this time? Alright. Push button. I don't know why I didn't... I guess maybe I misspelled it, maybe. Aha! You know a janitor closet when you smell one. Almost at once, you get a sense of emptiness, a melancholy longing. You begin to feel homesick. Let's look around. It's quite dark in here. On the floor, you notice a glass cutter. Well, let's take the glass cutter, because could always use a glass cutter. Save the game. Oh, okay, we also need to be in here. Push button. Hold. It's the both doors lead to the same bathroom. And there's like a little saxophone toilet thing. I would not want to be in here. I mean, I guess it's for someone who's really tall, but Roger doing that, like, you're basically peeing and smelling another urinal. Open door, close door, use toilet. Okay. You slide your uniform pants down and settle onto the cool ring. You go through whatever motions might be normal for you during this act. Refreshed, you grab your pants and compose yourself. Let's take the toilet paper, because it's free. And after all the work that we did for Vohaul, he kind of owes us something. So the least we can do is steal his glass cutter and toilet paper. Ooh. Da-da, da-da. Ooh. I didn't mean to press up and stop. Okay. Push 5. See ya. Alright. Now that we're on this side, we should be fine. Just gonna save scum it one last time. Gonna push button. Look. It's quite dark in here. There's a small wastebasket on the floor. Lying next to it is a pair of crusty overalls. So let's take the overalls. You pick up the overalls, and they're very small and quite worn out, not to mention filthy and no use to you. You toss them back onto the floor. As you set them down, something falls to the floor. Okay. So now it says on the floor next to the pair of crusty overalls, there's a lighter. So let's take the basket. Aren't you amazed by how much stuff an adventure game hero can carry? You just gotta know how to pack. And let's take the lighter. Now, I'm pretty sure we need one more item and then we can beat the game. And how, you will ask, probably? Am I going to beat the game with a wastebasket, toilet paper, a lighter, and all this other lovely stuff, and a glass cutter? You gotta just watch MacGyver, man. you gotta look at that to realize what we're gonna do. Push button. Burter. Push button. Oh, that's really, really pretty. Oh, okay, that's not pretty. We don't like that. That's not pretty. Oh, I thought that I could fake the game out. Push button. Like maybe I could. Oh, okay. Well, at least it's closer this time. Oh, get in there. And now it's a race. The race is on. Okay, we gotta hurry because we don't want to screw this up. Let's push the button. Get in here. Look, it's quite dark in here. You notice a plunger. Let's take the plunger. Okay, and that's everything we need to beat the game. So, you know what? I'm just gonna make this one long episode because I don't think we want to cut it here because I think the next episode would only be like 9 minutes. So it doesn't make sense to make an extremely short one. We're just going to keep playing through till we beat the game. Hope you guys have been enjoying this so far. It's been a lot of fun for me to relive some of these classics. So I hope that you get to experience some of this too on your screen. Ooh, that was close. Okay. The door quickly shuts behind you. Oh, boy. Or the door shuts behind you solidly. A barrier springs up before you. Another barrier stands in your way. You feel the floor shift below you. It's moving to the left. So let's look. You're in an attractive tube-shaped region of the asteroid. At the moment, the walls and the doors and barriers seem to be surrounding you. The floor is moving. Beneath is a brightly colored liquid. So let's stick plunger on wall. So you want to do this as late as you possibly can, because unfortunately, if you do it too soon, you're going to release your grip and you fall in the lava or the acid and die. And I think I pressed it a little too soon. Oh, no, I didn't. We're good. Let go. You release your grip and drop back down. Notice the plunger's there, and now it's not. Look. So, above us are sprinkler systems. To the left and right are these lovely droids. Put toilet paper in basket. Now, you could theoretically just run them back and forth, or I could have just done this without even going on those screens and not having the pressure, but it's fine. Let's place basket on ground. I kind of want to save this and see if we can do it before he zaps me into unconsciousness. Let's see. Place basket on ground. Let's see, drop basket. Does it just stay there, or is it gone when I come back? Okay, it's just there. Use lighter on basket. Use lighter. Use lighter on basket. I just want to see if we can do it before he zaps us. Oh my god. Light toilet paper on fire. Ah! Yes, that's what I wanted to... Oh boy. You've made the mistake of getting within what looks to be cattle prod's length of the metal menace. An electrical contact connected to an extension arm reaches out to your body and makes contact with you. That's when you begin to feel the intense burning of electrical current pulsing through your body. You quickly black out. As you can see, you amount to little more than a hill of laser-fried beans. You've come a long way just to be torched. Keep up the fine work. Oh. God. Place basket on ground. Put toilet paper in basket. You don't have the basket? What do you mean? Did I just banjax the game? Oh. Put basket down. Light toilet paper. There you go. Fire suppression systems. Gotta love them. While receiving a nice hosing yourself, the basket of fire is extinguished. Seconds later, a loud series of pops, followed by the smell of fried electronics. The sprinkler senses accomplishment and ceases operation. So, now that we've fried them, your fire and subsequent shower seems to have shorted out the burnished bullies. At least I don't have to worry about them cattle prodding my ass. You've just entered Vohaul's secret chamber. The evil one himself is seated before a large console high on a platform in the center of the room. Standing obviously ready are many of the dreaded salesman clones.
So, Roger, we meet again. I must say, I'm quite impressed with your resourcefulness and tenacity. I'd love to chat, but I'm busy preparing the last of the salesman clones for their trip to Xenon. Feel free to stick around and observe the downfall of your civilization. Going somewhere?
Oops. I'm sure it's fine. As soon as you step on the platform, you're struck by a beam of light emitted from the unit on the ceiling. In a matter of seconds, you are broken down into microparticles and extracted from the air. Again, the beam strikes, this time blasting you into a glass jar on the console. It is there that you are molecularly reconstructed in a miniaturized form.
Well, I'll be darned. My miniaturization beam does work,
Vohaul's voice booms.
In the old days, I would have tested these things on myself, but as you can see by my appearance, being my own guinea pig has had its disadvantages. I guess this will keep you out of my way once and for all. You'll make a nice conversation piece with.
With that, Vohaul turns away to finish putting his final touches on Xenon's fate. Well, we can't let him do that, so let's use glass cutter. Let's use the glass cutter and just create a little way out. Yeah, your newly painted glass falls to the counter. Apparently, Vohaul doesn't notice. And let's climb in vent. What do you mean I'm not in a good place to do that? I was literally by the vent. You wiggle your slim carcass through the vent. Judging from those two hoses coming from the outside, you're guessing that this is the inner workings of Vohaul's life support system. A respirator pumps oxygen into his lungs, while a pump in the back wall forces blood through filters. So let's push. Oh, there's also a sign on the back of the wall. Let's just push the button. Way to go, Roger. You've just disconnected Vohaul's life support system. He's a goner now without it. Let's climb in vent. You can see Vohaul struggling to take his last breaths.
Not you again. You think you have won. But all you've done is to seal your own fate.
He reaches and flips a switch on the far end of the console before dropping to the floor. Okay. So he flipped the switch, and I believe that is this one. So let's pull switch, and then type enlarge. Reduce or enlarge. Well, if we reduce any more, I don't think we'll ever be able to escape. And that would just suck. That's a very pleasant sound. We love it. You are once again reconstituted, this time to the correct size. You notice that the clones are gone. Oh boy. Well, let's do a final save. The clones are gone. So let's look body. Vohaul's dead hulking slab of flesh is loosely arranged at the base of the chair. Search body. Get closer. Ooh, how close do you want me to be? I'm literally on top of him. My God. I had to stand behind him in order to search, not right in front of him. Whatever. An examination of his repulsively turgid fabric-encased mass reveals nothing other than the tubes which supplied him with the blood and oxygen. You do notice, however, the letters SHSR written on his pen in the back of his hand. So let's look console. You see a screen with some text just above the keyboard. Look screen. There we go. General status. Orbit decaying. Prognosis, terminal. Interior or environment, okay. External temperature, critical. Auxiliary operations, clone launch, go. Countdown. We have basically 7 minutes to get out of here. To abort the launch, enter the code below. SHSR. Aborted! All right. So, if I had just left here, I believe, like, you escape and everything goes to hell, but then they're just like, oh, so, yeah, Xenon just now has a bunch of salesman clones, so you doomed us all. So let's open box. You open the box and notice an oxygen mask. You remove it and close the box. Let's put on mask. That's an interesting look for Roger, I must say. Go down. Around. So why we put the mask on is that reason. A section of the glass tubing is fractured from the combined stress. The pressurized atmosphere rushes for the relative vacuum of space. Fortunately, you're wearing a mask that protects you from suffocation. So the moment we would have sat here, it would have just sucked all the air out and we would have died. You are walking through a clear tubular passageway which seems to wind in and out of the long perimeter of the asteroid. The planet Labion spins nearby. You can see evidence of the decaying orbit of the asteroid as the exterior of the asteroid. The exterior of the asteroid is heating up from the ever-increasing collisions with the atmospheric molecules. No, molecules. Yes. Words. It's been a heck of a morning. What can I say? A section of the glass tubing has fractured. With the combined stress, the pressurizing atmosphere rushes for the relative vacuum of space. Well, we're getting out of here. You no longer need the mask. You remove it and store it for later. That's a very pleasant sound. I love that sound. Okay. If I can do this quick enough, we might be able to get away with one take of this. So you basically push the button, get in pod. The robot has apparently decided that it is permissible for you to be here now that you're in the pod, and lets you just get in. Upon entering the escape pod, you quickly take your seat. 40 minutes until meltdown, a synthesized voice cheerily announces. Well, we don't have to worry about that, because we're just going to launch. Warning, emergency escape vehicle launch sequence has begun. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A giant Lunchable box just just launched out of the ship. Phew! You're going to have to stop cutting these escapes so close, Roger. Well, you must feel pretty good right now. You stopped Vohaul from carrying out his threat of salesman infestation, ultimately destroying the twisted scientist himself. You also managed to save your own skin, and just look at that score. Pretty darned impressive. Suddenly, a warning signal draws your attention to the oxygen meter on the front of the panel. It reads low and dropping fast. Well, we have the oxygen mask. Why don't we just put that on? I thought we were saving that for later. This is just great. You knew it was all too good to be true. You have maybe 5 minutes of air left? Well, Roger, it was nice knowing you. Well, what if we put on mask? Good idea. Unfortunately, you begin to put it on and notice that the tank is empty. Sorry. Okay, I actually never did that before, so that's kind of cool. All right, so let's stand. You are. Look around. Now that you're in... now you take the time to review the interior of the pod in more detail. You see a sleep chamber against one wall, so let's stand. And let's open chamber. You turn the back of the plexiglass cover over. So let's get in chamber. And go to sleep. You make the split-second decision to enter the sleep chamber. It seals automatically. Soon you are overcome by a pleasant drowsiness. This is certainly better than suffocating. You begun to drift away into a deep sleep with the satisfaction of having accomplished your task. You've come through the clutch, and now you deserve a nice long rest. Now, if only someone would just pick you up somewhere along the way. So long, Roger, and thanks again for saving your people. Look at that. Perfect score. Perfect score. Oh. Well, thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you all in the next episode of whatever we make, and until then, I hope you have a really great day.